are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe wherever you are. Now, what do we want to talk about? We want to talk about the best PNPs in Canada. And what are PNPs? These are provincial nomination programs in Canada. And these are my best 5. So we know that we have so many immigration programs. Like I keep saying, actually, I think right now we have like over 70 immigration programs. But PNPs form majority of those immigration programs. And as you know, every province has a list of immigration programs, various streams that are targeted to different demographics. So we have 10 provinces and 3 territories in this country. Therefore, you can see with 10 provinces, then we have so many provincial nomination programs. But these are my best 5 that I have picked, and mostly these ones are well suited for people who are new in Canada or people who are planning to come to Canada, not for people who already live here. So if you're abroad and you're planning to immigrate to Canada, you may want to consider these 5 immigration programs. Okay, so why do we have provincial nomination programs while we have federal immigration programs? So the federal immigration programs, they cover all of Canada. However, provinces have their own special mandate to nominate people who have the intention of living in those provinces so that they can satisfy their own unique labor needs, because every province has got its own economy and they have their different labor requirements. So that is why they have that mandate to target their own candidates and invite them to live in the provinces. So one must have the intention to live there and integrate in that province, because the goal is to try and grow the economy of that province. So it's quite selfish if someone uses a provincial nomination program to just enter Canada and then move elsewhere. So that is not the goal, and that is abusing the system. When you come to a province through a provincial nomination program, you have they have an expectation that at least you'll give your best years into that province so that they can grow the economy. So some of these programs, or rather majority of the provincial nomination programs, can be applied either through the express entry or directly through the province. Like you can do a direct expression of interest to a particular province to see whether you are the candidate of their dreams. Okay? For those ones that go through the express entry, of course, you must be eligible for express entry through any of the 3 immigration programs that are processed by the express entry, and that is the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program, or the Canadian Experience Class. Okay? If you get a nomination through a provincial nomination program, you can get an extra 600 points that you can add to your CRS score, which then means that if you're adding those points directly into the express entry, then you are guaranteed of an invitation whenever the express entry sends out an invitation to apply for PR. Okay? There are many advantages for PNPs. I'm just going to say PNPs. Now you all know PNPs mean provincial nomination programs. There are various advantages, and one of the biggest advantage is, of course, the addition of the 600 points that we just talked about there, which makes sure that then you receive an invitation to apply for PR. And then a lot of PNPs do focus on older applicants, like they don't discriminate based on age. So older skilled professionals, majority of them are able to qualify for the PNPs. Of course, you also realize that PNPs, they don't require the highest language requirements, so even people with lower language abilities can still qualify for PNPs. And last but not least, of course, it's the low point. So a lot of provinces, some of them have a point system, and their point systems are not as high as that of the express entry. Okay, so let us get direct to the point. Which are my 5 favorite provincial nomination programs? My best is, and this one is gonna come into 2, is the Saskatchewan provincial nomination, that is the SINP. And in the SINP, I really like the SINP express entry and the other program, that is the occupations in demand. So those 2 classes under the SINP are my best. Of course, with those two, you don't require a job offer. If you have a job offer, good, but you don't need a job offer. You can apply from anywhere in the world. You don't have even to have lived in Saskatchewan. You don't even need a connection to Saskatchewan. If you have a connection, that applies. And the only downside, especially under the occupation in demand, is that it's for select occupations. But the list of the occupations is very long. So you need to educate yourself on the occupations which are not in demand in Saskatchewan if you're focusing on the occupation in demand category. But same for the occupations that usually require licensing, a lot of occupations do qualify under the Saskatchewan occupation in demand class, okay? And then of course you're gonna get extra points if you're bilingual. Of course you get extra points if you have a close relative in Saskatchewan. And these programs do favor, especially that occupation in demand, they do favor people who have lots of years of work experience, and that is up to 10 years of work experience, okay? My best. My number 2 is the Manitoba PNP, yes, and that is the skilled worker overseas and the skilled worker program in Manitoba streams, okay? One catch though with the Manitoba PNP is that you're going to require a connection to Manitoba, whether you have studied there, you have lived there, or you have a friend or a relative. You need a connection in Manitoba, but it's very easy to get connections in Manitoba because they do consider friends. So the list of the connections are not, as restrictive as that of Saskatchewan Provincial Nomination Program, okay? The other advantage of the Manitoba PNP is that you can apply directly to the province or even through the express entry. So you find that a lot of people who can qualify through the express entry, yes, apply through the express entry, but it doesn't mean that if you don't get enough points for express entry, you can't qualify, you can't apply to the Manitoba. As long as you have that connection, you can just apply directly to the province, which means then older people, they have that chance to qualify for their PNP, okay? All right, my number 3, Alberta Advantage, yes. So the Alberta PNP is also very good, but my favorite stream there is the Alberta Express Entry stream, okay? And the express entry, just like the name suggests, it goes through the express entry. So you must have qualified, you must have a valid express entry profile. And now, once you're in the express entry profile, the province is the one that sends you an invite. The province goes there, fishes, and if they like you, then they can send you an invitation to apply. And if you get that invitation, then you have very good chances of coming to Alberta through that PNP stream. The biggest advantage with that program is that it takes really low points and usually doesn't necessarily require any connection to Alberta, okay? At times they just fish there based on the occupations in demand. They don't announce them, but at times they just pick people who have zero connection to Alberta. But of course, if you have a good connection to Alberta, like you have a job, a past history here, or you even have a sibling, you also stand very good chances of being invited under the Alberta Express entry, okay? Good. Number 4 is the Nova Scotia NSNP, that is the PNP. And the particular stream that I like in Nova Scotia is the labor market priority stream, okay? That is my favorite, and that stream invites express entry candidates. So you must be in the express entry. That is the only catch. Like, you must have qualified to be in the express entry, and now based on the province's labor needs, they will send you a letter of interest for you to apply. If they send that to you, then you can apply, and most likely you will qualify under the labor market priorities stream. So it's really important to do some research on the occupations that have consistently been invited under that stream. You can always talk to us and you look at the patterns and see whether you would be the right candidate to focus on the Nova Scotia Provincial Nomination labor market priority stream. Last but not least, it's the BC PNP, and that is for British Columbia. And my favorite, of course, as I said, every province has a list of PNP streams. So my favorite stream there is the International Postgraduate Stream. And this one is quite restrictive, but it's a really, really, really good program, especially for people who want to come study in Canada. And I know I've done a video on this stream specifically. So what we may do, we are going to attach the link in the description part of this video. So you find that this stream is for recent graduates of an eligible BC post-secondary institution with an eligible master's or doctoral program. So you can apply directly to the province, and it's very suitable for older candidates. It's good for young candidates, but it doesn't matter. Your age is not a restriction, because as you see, they want people who have done masters and PhDs. So that means that as long as you go to those institutions and you take the approved courses, then you have a very high chance of succeeding through the BC PNP International Postgraduate Stream. So all in all, these programs, you will need very good language skills, not necessarily the highest language skills, but you still need your IELTS or your TEFs, your TCFs, whatever. And then of course you're going to need your education credential assessments if you're not trained in trained in Canada. And of course you will need verifiable work experience. So please, if you really need to know where you qualify best, because you don't want to do trial and error, especially in this time when immigration has become so competitive. You want to plan early, and we are here to help you plan early. Always book a consultation on our website, and we will be happy to walk you through and check for you the best program based on your profile. That way you don't go spending money without understanding the immigration program. I tell people, please, before you go do IELTS, before you do your education credential assessment, before you spend money, first understand the immigration program best suited for you. And that's why we are here. You can always head on to our website, www.milele Immigration Services, and book a PR consultation, and I'll be happy to meet with you to check your eligibility and the best chances of success, so that you're not wasting time and money. Okay, so thank you guys for those ones who have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like, and share, and I hope to see you in my next video.